It was just like so opening. And then after that, it was this cascade of everything I had tied to the future of enlightenment, like my potential future of being enlightened. Everything I had tied to that, all my thoughts, all my beliefs, all my structures that were tied to that one thing, like one day I'll be enlightened. All of that just started to fall away once I realized that that enlightened awareness can only happen now. And it was just so anchoring to now, the present moment. And it's so simple, and it does create, all of a sudden, when you do a breakthrough like that, a void space. You feel like you're in the void, or you don't know where you belong anymore. And I know a lot of people are experiencing this with their awakenings as we're traveling from old earth to new earth, and ascension symptoms and dark nights of the soul and all that kind of thing. And just like you were saying, like all of a sudden there's this space around us, and that's where the anxiety starts to kick up, because we can't orientate ourselves anymore to who we were and all the thoughts and ideas and beliefs attached to that. We sort of orientate ourselves in those. We like embed ourselves in those, but then they're gone. And now we're like in the ethers and floating around. And my teacher always says, be careful not to fill the space too quickly, because right away the ego wants a safety spot, wants that corner where it feels safe and secure. And he always says, don't fill that space right away, because you're more yourself in that moment, merged with that void, than you are at any other time, especially before you've set new ideas and new beliefs and new ideals and cornered your mind again into some pocket. So the void space, although it can feel scary to the ego, is more like our true selves, our inner selves, than anything else. So it's like if we can really sink into that and be present with the great expanse that we feel we're in, and like allow integration to happen between our innermost selves and what we feel is like the space around us, which it's not really. They are one. But if we can really allow those things to integrate, we can feel safe in that, because we'll feel like we're finally coming home to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's always a but this, and but what about that, and what about this? And that's the ego filling in the gap for the stability and the safety of, oh yeah, I'm in the void, this is super scary, and who am I? Because I've been in that void space, and I didn't have a body, nothing. I was just nothing. And it wasn't scary, it wasn't sad, it was nothing. It was beautiful. And then a thought would occur to me, just one, and I would watch it manifest. And then it would go away as soon as I let go of it. It wasn't like here where there's tons of it coming. And then at one point there was this idea to create life, and a planet emerged. It was golden and glowing and beautiful. And then I felt something for the first time. I felt love coming from the planet. And as I watched, it was Earth, and all the gold with all the little beings and life forms and stuff on there. And I watched it all change colors, and there was all these little gold lights still, but a lot of them got dark. And I felt all these other emotions, all these other thoughts started coming at me. And I watched how it got really dark, but there was always these little gold lights all over the planet. And at some point they all came together, and then it spread back to everyone. And then love came back, because love is all things, and we all come back to love no matter how far we stray. And that's the point of this journey, is we all come here to stray away from love, from the source. And sometimes it gets really dark and scary, and that's where the demons show up to wake us up and bring us back, believe it or not. Those guys are there to be like, there's more than you think. This is real, even though you can't see me, but you can kind of see me, and everyone's going to tell you this isn't real. And it sends us on the path of like, oh my God, at first there's fear, and I got to battle these things. And then pretty soon it's like, oh, it's all energy, and it's all interconnected, and it's all serving a purpose. And it brings us back ultimately to the love that we'll deny and repress and hide from when we're in a lot of pain, or we've been hurt by love externally. We all slowly come back. And so I love that. I just love when somebody brings up the void, because I got to experience what that was like. And it showed me what this planet is, and what I'm here to learn is, how to navigate the ego and to come back to love and assist others at the right level and frequency. Because if we try to love someone too fast, they don't want it. They don't want to be around that. It's repulsive. It feels horrible. But when they're ready, they'll move towards it at the level they want.